where horror lies.
Hey guys, Rob from Georgia here with you. I'm your regular Wednesday evening host here at BodyBags. It is week 438, and we are tucked in between, well, 2 random weeks in the middle of March, heading on towards the final week of the month, which will be Video Nasties Volume 2. So look forward and out for that. This week, I thought I would, again, go back to some Italian horror, none other than Lamberto Bava in his 1980 directorial debut. Up to that point, he had been working with his dad on a few projects, just kind of learning the ropes and stuff. But then he will get a call to join this project that is loosely based on a true story that took place in New Orleans, kind of a demented little affair. But the movie, of course, is Macabre from 1980. And again, it is Lamberto Bava's directorial debut. We know him from such things as Demons, Demons 2, A Blade in the Dark, so much more, man. Anyways, I'm really fortunate to have the old Arrow case here, compliments of David Lewin, who sent me a package some time back, if y'all recall. And this has a really cool interview, or not interview, but oh geez, where is it? It is oh, I don't even see it on the back here. It's a documentary on the Macabre and the exploitation films of the 80s, right around that point, the high point of that. Not a long documentary, but it is interesting. It does serve to highlight a few interesting things. I think there's a trailer on here. Really beyond that, not much. But inside, of course, we got the nice little booklet Arrow's known for, and I won't open it up, but of course, a nice little vintage poster. Yeah, compliments of David Lewin. So good stuff there. It is a twisted movie, man. And I'll point out too, you know, when you give a book like this that serves as a nice little resource, especially if you're really new to Italian cinema, this is sort of nice, just a sort of a catalog of Italian films. And, you know, when we go in here and, of course, you know, Macabre is in here, it's interesting. I'm going to just, as a little synopsis, share this with you. This is a great little book. Not quite what I thought it was going to be when I first ordered it, but I have used it multiple times just to kind of look up things. And anyhow, Lamberto Bava's directorial debut is a twisted little drama built around some of Italian horror's favorite topics: murder, mutilation, obsession, perverted sex, using only a small cast, including an obsessive mother, her psychopathic daughter, and a neurotic blind man. He manages to weave a complex and increasingly bizarre tale that showcases the very worst qualities of mankind with a pseudo-New Orleans locations and language jazz score. Macabre closely resembles the sleazy gialli of the 1970s. Closely? I'm not sure. I mean, it does. I can see why somebody would say that, but not the gialli that I'm used to. There is some things working underneath. This movie is freaking twisted. I don't know who's more twisted here. The mother, who's played by Bernice Stegers, or her daughter, I'm trying to think here, Lucy, yes, Veronica Zinny, man. I don't know who's more twisted here, the daughter or the mother. The mother, of course, is psychotic. She's carrying on an adulterous affair. When hubby leaves the house, she goes off. Well, daughter is, she knows what's going on. In fact, she finds a phone number to where she meets up with her adulterous lover and begins to be a pest to her, and driving her mother a little, even more nutty if that wasn't enough. Where the daughter's so jealous, or just so, I don't know, it's never really quite explained what's really motivating her, other than she is maybe more psychotic than her own mother. Unfortunately, one of the maybe the most unsettling moment in the entire film is when mom is out with her not her husband, and decides to lure her brother, her younger brother, upstairs into the house, into the bathroom, where she has actually been put in charge of keeping things. Now, the guy who's actually working around the property, is also told to keep an eye on the kids. But it just seemed, mom comes across as extremely negligent and only sort of a self-serving creature thinking about herself and only herself. And she'll pay the ultimate price. But man, it's not kind of the hope that we would hope for. The daughter lures the boy upstairs and subsequently drowns him. It is so unnervingly unsettling. It is horrible. There's a call made to the location where mom is. Her lover picks up the phone, and when they receive the news that her son is dead, accidental drowning, they both fly back to the house, and en route, he veers off and slams into like some kind of construction area, and ultimately crashes the car, decapitating himself, which ultimately sends the mother into a psychiatric ward for about a year. When she comes out of that psychiatric ward, she goes back to the place that she used to meet up with her lover, because her and her husband has since parted ways. Daughter is still psychotic. And then from that point forward, I guess maybe I'll just stop there. From that point forward, the movie moves somewhat slowly, methodically. You just delve into the madness of the woman. She is an absolute nutcase. All I'll say is she'll make a trip to the cemetery at some point. Although we're not really privy to that scene. Well, we are to one scene, but not in the scene that I'm sort of leading you on to. And let's just say she can't quite leave her lover in the ground. And daughter, and then of course you got Robert, who's the neurotic blind guy, right? His mother has since passed on, I think, in that year. And he so wants to hook up with this, with Jane. And she, of course, really doesn't want anything to do with him, but she's got like multi-personality complex going on. We kind of picked that up from Bava, I think. And well, there is a documentary where he does talk about the film a little bit. And it's interesting. You know, there is a lot going on here, but it is one of the more unsettling movies I've seen, man. Because it's just, and there's a gag moment that it ranks up there with gag moments, man. I'm telling you, it is. Trying to think, the cinematography, dude. I'm gonna butcher his name, but Franco Delicali, probably not how you say it, but he did Last Man on Earth, that Vincent Price epic I Am Legend movie, the original. I guess it was the original 1964, where the cinematography is absolutely beautiful in that. It is freaking awesome in this movie as well. But he also went on to shoot things like Rats, What Have They Done with Your Daughters, and plenty others. Ghost House. I didn't realize he was the cinematographer on Ghost House. And Angelini Mattai, is that it? Angelini, something like that, on the makeup. The gore effects, good in the sense that there are some scenes that are unsettling a little bit. The power of suggestion works with the effect in an interesting way. It is an awesome debut by Lamberto, though. Italian cinema is changing in '80. And the one thing that you learn from that documentary on this particular release is that these directors that were working, be it Argento, Fulci, any of these guys, Mattai, any of them, they did what no one does today in Italian cinema. They change. And they go from comedies to westerns to Eurocrime into the giallis. Fulci, of course, will descend into the gates of hell madness. They change. And Lamberto, although doing something incredibly gothic like his dad would have been awesome, but he changes, and he's on the forefront of that change with this opening salvo in Macabre. And so that is the interesting thing about cinema of Italy in that era, is these directors were known, they changed. And they went from one genre to another genre to another genre, always changing things up as the demands were changing and whatever. So it is interesting, man. It is interesting. But the movie does take you to a very weird climax, man. The last scene of the movie is all I'll say, it reminds you of the end of one of the zombie films, or not the end of the zombie film, but somewhere in one of those zombie films, there is a scene reminiscent of this, and it's just sort of, it's just bizarre, but it is filmed in New Orleans, and it does sort of hint at maybe a bit of supernatural, which is interesting. Bottom line, I guess the moral of the story is people are really wicked and can do some really horrific things, and it creates a chain effect, which only leads to worse things. And this is one of those films that just reminds you of just how depraved people can be and are. It's something. So compliments again to David Lewin. And this little gift, I finally got to visit in Macabre from Lamberto Bava, 1980, week 438. And again, another random week coming up. And then we head into Video Nasties Volume 2. And appreciate the support, appreciate the view, appreciate for the comments. And let me know if I said of anything interesting. And also, too, let me know if there's anything in particular you would have me review. I love doing homework. And I don't do enough of it unless it's, of course, week to week when I just do my own thing. But give me a piece of homework. Throw a film at me or something. Anyways, appreciate the support. Again, as always, look forward to the random reviews all week as they drop. And, of course, at the end of the month, Video Nasties Volume 2. Again, as always, we leave these things off with Go Bills.